Hi, this is DJ with Pure Energy Connections. I am here today with Dr. Erna Wong. Her and I have revolutionized remote holistic wellness at home and in the workplace, and it's in complete simplicity, featuring a non-invasive bioresonance quantum technology. Now, this is detecting the abnormalities in various energy frequencies, such as our cells, tissues, organs, and it's all throughout our body, measuring the health state of the entire body and then optimizing these abnormalities. So, and it delivers a full, detailed wellness report. And it's emailed providing the before and the after scans. And we're going to go more into this information. Dr. Wong is very experienced in this. We've both been working in it approximately 4 years. And the remote sessions are made affordable. Dr. Wong, thank you for being here today.
Thank you. This is exciting so we can share this cutting edge telehealth.
Yes, definitely. I know you've been working with a lot of clients and getting a lot of great results too, just like I am.
Well, but I'm really impressed. The company itself has a tremendous data bank of all their experiences. And I really give credit. Their people have even more to share in their library of YouTube instructions and testimonials. So I really strongly recommend people take advantage of the many, many years of experience from this company.
Definitely. Well, people also can go and check out and get more information at our website. The website is reimaginedconnect.com. That's reimaginedconnect.com.
Fantastic. And I love the title because we really are creative beings and imagination. Someone once said, if you stop imagining, you really die, because that is a very creative part of our spiritual being.
Oh, yes, definitely. And this quantum technology is probably one of the most amazing things I've ever worked with. And probably like you, we both worked in energy medicine quite a bit, but this one actually uses radionics. And that's what detects the abnormalities, in all these energy centers. In fact, I think they compiled what a database of over 120,000 unique blueprint frequencies. And that,
Yes.
yeah, it just amazing technology. And you and I have seen it firsthand work for people and ourselves and my dog.
Mm. Indeed. To simplify it, because there are people who it's over their head or they just can't grasp it, I try to simplify it to the fact that you currently know cell phones. And who doesn't know cell phones? Even tiny little children, they're walking around with pretend cell phones or grab their parents' cell phones. So I
Mm.
would say the great majority of the world is familiar with cell phones. So I tell them, my cell phone is able to find your cell phone because it has a unique identification. So, likewise, the technology of the AO scan or this energy app is that it is programmed to find you as the unique target or the unique broadcasting of signals. So, just like your phone can broadcast and receive my message, phone call, other things I send you, right? Then, same thing. My cell phone has the programming and the technology to find you as the target or as the special identifying person I want to be involved with the app. And that can be then created as a dog, cat, or any other target you want to specifically identify
That's a
uniquely.
that's a great
And
way to explain.
so we'll explain it later, but I think that concept is well known to pretty much everyone on this planet. Anyone who has any access to cell phones. That's it. Because it's using transmission of data using, airwaves, whether it be Wi-Fi or the internet cell towers or satellite. It's transmission of information through those links. And we have to. because there would not be the technology available if it weren't for AOScan realizing that this opened the way to use telehealth. Prior to that, you physically had to be somewhere to have the energy therapy or the energy source. But now, satellites and network communication has allowed us to do telehealth. Any questions?
Oh, no, no. Yeah. And the very specific profile that we set up, for our customers and our clients is what is creating that detection. And it's very
Mhm.
simplified, but it's amazingly effective.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Well, right now, everybody is experiencing the fact that your bank or every other kind of secure wanting to identify that you are who you are, because we're very concerned about identity theft.
Mhm.
Then they're asking what? Your name, of course, because that identifies you, and then your birthday. That's another important statistic detail. Your height, your weight, and your birth date, and then you add uniquely your own email. So the email has been created as another unique identifier. And when you put all that together, there's no one else probability that has all those. Even your twin could not be the same height and weight. I guarantee you that. But your twin absolutely would not have your email. Wouldn't you
And
agree? Yeah, because you guys each twin wants their own email and not, wait a minute, is this email meant for me or meant for you? So that's where I tell people, that's the identity that's created as a client when we create a person that we want to help with the energy connection that we have.
and the nice thing too is the email is what,
Hmm.
yeah, is what the device sends out their scan reports. There's two
Hmm.
columns that show the before and after, which is always just amazing how people optimize.
Correct. I'd like to clarify, there is a before, which is capturing your data or capturing the frequencies you are radiating or you're transmitting. So I'm receiving your signal, analyzing, interpreting, and then giving a report. Then the second half, which is the after, is when I send you a signal and using a program or algorithm or a sequence of protocol decision making, it's comparing you to what is an ideal person, say 27-year-old female of this, such and such. Or if it's a dog, what is the perfect, like say 3 or 4-year-old dog. So it's a before and after of seeing before intervention, giving a signal. I call it tune up. Just as you tune up your car now has a scan, and the scan tells you check engine, check radiator, check battery, check, right? But this is going the next step. We automatic optimize sending a signal to now tune your car. So this is one step beyond what your car is experiencing. Hallelujah. We next will approach the car. We can do AO scan on the car. We tune up your car and you don't have to take and spend how much money in the mechanic shop. Because if we can tune your body, let's tune your car.
There you go. Exactly. Great
So
way to
the
explain
future
it.
is here. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
exciting. I think of the applications of this science, it's quantum energy. And we can share with people later on. This has always existed, but being able to understand it and apply it, that's the beauty.
Right, right. Well, these blueprints, yeah, with the AO scan is guiding them towards homeostasis. And you and I both know that
Yeah.
is a natural
Yeah.
state of balance that we need to be in.
So people understand blueprints, architectural design. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have somebody who said, well, I want to build my house and this is how it's going to look and how it'll be built. Same thing. We have blueprints or architectural sketches, renderings for us as our body. And therefore, if you don't follow the blueprint and the architectural design, you're not going to have a kitchen. You're not going to have a dining room. It's going to be imperfect or incomplete then you go back to the blueprint and you compare, oh, I see, I didn't put this wall in, or I didn't put this floor, I didn't put this bowl. Same thing. That's with our body. There is a blueprint, an architectural design for our body, and it can be compared to say what went wrong or what went right. So you can tell a person, you're perfect, your blueprint was executed correctly, or guess what? The builder forgot this part, they didn't put the plumbing, the wiring correct. So now we need to go back and adjust it. And that's where your tune up is.
Mhm.
So before your house is released to you, they do an inspection. They go through and say, oh, there's a crack in this wall. The pipe is not here. The electrical cord or the electrical socket wasn't put in right. That's the exact same thing as what this is trying to do for our body, is compare, this was the quote unquote ideal perfect blueprint of the house you wanted, but you're missing this or that. Or over time, your poor house is deteriorating and breaking down, just aging, like a house will too. You have to do upkeep, maintenance. So it's likewise, our body maintenance is happening.
Well, what people don't realize is literally everything physical
Mhm.
fundamentally is actually energy frequency.
Mm,
And yeah,
yes.
yeah, everything.
If people could understand, in order to keep all the parts of our bodies together, it requires energy to hold everything so you are who you are, instead
Mhm.
of your eyes going out into space as different molecules. So it really is science at its finest, how you can create a human being with all the billions and billions of parts that's there, and magically how it works so well. Yes, once in a while something breaks down, but I think we should be highly impressed, especially if you have a baby that's born, and many, many babies don't have defects. They are pretty amazing that their eyes, their heart, their lungs, their liver should function.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, let's talk a little bit about the scans and what people are going to benefit, what they're going to see. I'd like to
Mhm.
mention that the first scan, which I love, and that's the vital scan. And I just want to note that you can see things such as the blood lipids, the CBC, the fatty acids, omega-3s, omega-6, all the the gastro functions, insulin resistance, pancreas, help me out here. A nutritional analysis, physical
The biggest one,
functionality,
number one at the
laxatives.
beginning of the report is your nutrition. And someone said this, and it's quite true. If food is in your medicine, medicine will be your food,
Mhm.
mainly because our food provides us so many nutrients. And we know people are familiar with vitamins.
Right.
Who hasn't heard of vitamins? And if you're deficient in certain foods, you're lacking certain vitamins. Or if you're lacking certain foods, you'll lack, say, iron or calcium or
Hmm.
so on. So I would say most people are familiar that our diet provides so many important elements that keeps us healthy, keeps us running well without diseases. And to help people, when that table was generated, you can have too much or too little. You
Hmm.
can have reduced function or increased inflammation. And just like the three bears, we want to be just right, you know, not too big a bed, not too small a bed, but just right. So everyone knows Goldilocks and the three bear, this is the same. You want to be just right, not having your feet hanging over the bed because you're too big for the small bed, or you break the chair because you're too big for the small chair, or it's too hot, or it's too cold. It's just right. I love that.
It's cute. Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
good analogy,
I think
definitely.
including the chakra. Some people don't understand chakra and
Mhm.
meridian that's in the vitals. And vitals stands for what? It's vital, because without these basic fundamentals, foundationally, you're going to be unwell. You're
Mhm.
going to be diseased, because it is critical, vital to your body well-being to
Mhm.
focus on those. So it is important. The vitals are the first scan. However, do we want to explain inner voice though? Perhaps share how important inner voice.
For emotional.
Correct.
Hmm.
I learned 80% of your emotions causes your disease. So
Right.
if you don't trust your emotions, you will not recover from, say, breast cancer or liver disease. Um, they teach you in their videos that the kidney is the target for fear,
Hmm.
the liver for anger, the
Hmm.
lungs for sorrow, and the
Hmm.
heart for stress, which makes a sense. You really stress, you can have a broken heart, and the brain also is under stress, will have dysfunction. You know how you're thinking. I share with people when they say, "How come you're so calm?" And I said, "I can't think if I'm panicked."
Right.
So when I go to labor and delivery as a doctor, there's a baby not breathing, blue. If I'm panicked and I have to take my own heart rate because it's racing like crazy and I'm all agitated, I'm not going to be able to focus and think rationally or clearly how to take care of this baby that is either dead or dying in front of my eyes. So the
Hmm.
nurses would always say, "Why are you so calm?" Hmm? My response is, you can't think if you're distressed and panicking. And so the time is to prepare ahead of time so you know what actions you're going to take. And this is where I really love it that for us as doctors, we simulation. Same thing with a pilot. You do simulations in case the plane's going down. How will you respond? If you don't know, your plane will go down.
Well,
So
yeah, the chakra and meridian scan report is, to me, it's
it's very
phenomenal
valuable.
because, yeah, I've been working with that for a long time. So I love the seven energy centers, the meridians, how it optimizes and imbalances, so it's.
Share with people how you use the inner voice once you get the report.
Once you get the report, you have a pulse that you can actually click on. So you can listen, and it has to be done with a headset or earbuds because it's going to work with the left and right brain and the different synapses. So you listen to the harmonics, is what they call them. And there's going to be a variety of notes that are going to be listed. Now, the notes are really interesting, I like, because if you scroll down your scan report for the voice, it goes into each note and what it represents. Emotional representation, also including what different supplements might be necessary. So the voice is very detailed,
Mhm.
and
Now
very
it's
full.
important they read the explanation of why the inner voice is critical and
Mhm.
important to do each scan.
Mhm.
So each of the other abbreviated or faster scans, the quick scan, easy scan is available. They want to start with a voice. So do you remember? I believe they explain the voice captures out of the frequencies of your conscious, superconscious, and so on. The three high are the ones you're overcompensating, and
Mhm.
then the one low is undercompensating. And then they give you supportive musical notes that help raise your low and bring down your high. It's an attention to balance you out. I tell people it's like an orchestra where people are playing too loud and they dominate the whole orchestra. You can't appreciate and enjoy the other instruments, or you're too low, you can't appreciate that one instrument. So the
Right.
intent is to balance the volume and the contribution of all so that you have a beautiful symphony.
That's
I think people, it can resonate with them. Get it?
Yes, I can too, definitely, especially musicians, right?
Oh, yes, they get it, and that brings me to the fact that have you experienced and people can share when music really calms you and helps you, even it calms wild animals. I think of the cobra playing and then it is moving to the flute or whatever music. The cobra can be controlled or calmed by using music as well. So there's many examples how music can create your mood, how you feel sad or feel happy or you feel disturbed with certain music. And this is why it's so important we pay attention to what music we listen to. Because
That's
those
very important.
tones, right?
Yes.
Those
Yeah.
tones can manipulate our moods, our thoughts, our
Hmm.
feelings, and that
Hmm.
can really disrupt your well-being.
Right. Now I'd
They've
like
shown, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't want to run out of time, Dr. Erna. I love you being here, and you're so informative. But I would like to get into the other scan that we do also, the AO scan. It's the comprehensive,
Mm,
and they actually have thousands of vitamins in there, analyzed and optimized. So it's detailing, well, arteries, chromosomes, connective tissue, ears, eyes, heart, lymphatic, nerves, organs, skeleton, teeth. I mean, everything you can imagine, the vertebrae. But the one thing I really like about it too is you have a choice to look at the 3D interaction of each one. So if you look at something and you say, where is that in my body? You can actually click and it will bring up the anatomy and show you where it is in the body. And you can move it around. It's all 3D. So that is also one of my favorite scans. And the before and afters, of course, again, with everything being optimized.
right. And the name describes it, comprehensive. I tell people don't get overwhelmed because they see page after page and detail after detail. And if they're not medically oriented, it's overwhelming. But I
Mm,
share not only number one, they have done the heavy work, and AO, I've never verified it, but to me, automatic optimization.
mhm.
I've tried to ask, what does AO stand for? To me, automatic, because it's done without you even lifting a finger in a sense,
Right,
and optimizing. Why wouldn't you want to be optimized so you can reach the highest goal of health? It'll never happen to be 100% right on, but you can get close. And in our lives, thank goodness, you don't have to be perfect, perfectly right on. As they said, in range, correct? So long as
correct.
there's a range to allow you to function optimum.
Well,
So
as
comprehensive is
Solex even says with the AO scan, is they even say don't pay too much attention to each line item. And the reports are very, very detailed. It's more about getting the scans and
Mhm.
optimizing as often as possible, 5 days, 6 days, even 7 days a week, as often as you can. And that's what's important because that keeps your body in the homeostasis or close to it, I
Mhm.
should say,
Mhm. Mhm.
that it needs.
Well, you know the capability, you can scan 3 times a day, and then you can have a stressful time and say, scan it that at that moment.
Yes.
So, I love the fact that there are more than one time
Mhm.
because we flux, and this is important. People
Yes.
say, "Well, how come I went from being in range now out of range after the optimization?" So,
Mhm.
it's important that they know we're in flux. I give an example. If you're sitting here happy and calm, next minute you hear your child was hit by a car, it's
Yes.
gonna totally set off a different state.
Mhm.
So moment to moment, we can change in our mood and our state of being. But also it's like sampling. If you have a river and somebody peed upstream, but depending on when you sample, whether you caught the urine going through in that urine stream or not, from the stream of the river or somebody peed upstream, it's going to depend on sampling at the time you took the sample.
Right.
So this is where you could be clean water, and the next thing that polluted water comes by and you sample. So you went from good to out of range. I
Right.
share that. We're dynamic. Thank
Mhm.
God, we are not static. If so, you'd be stuck at the baby forever, or you're stuck at, whatever stage.
Exactly.
How about you're petrified and standing still and you're
Mm,
stuck like a person turned into rock?
yes.
There you go. I wouldn't.
There you go.
It's nice. So we do change from either good or bad, bad to good.
Mhm.
So it is nice. Change is inevitable.
Mhm. It is. It is. Well, unfortunately, we're getting to the end of the show already, but what I'd like to remind people is they can go to reimaginedconnect.com and inquire in regard to getting your own scan sessions. It's very simple, really easy to get started. And Dr. Erna here are both of us are here to answer any questions. Feel free to ask us questions. The email is on the website. And we look forward to helping as many people as we can.
Very good. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day.
Thank you, you too, everybody.
Mhm.
Thank